all heritage site inscription is under 1972 Convention, that is Convention concerning the protection of the world cultural and natural heritage. Okay, this is including cultural and natural heritage site, and also with different categories in the site. It can be also mixed together with cultural and natural sites. And then actually we have under this convention, there's committees, special committee established to evaluate the site and also to see the future, to set the future of the convention. I mean, there is one committee that we call it committee, World Heritage Committee, and we have ratified this convention in 1988, and we have been one of the members in 2011, from 2011 until 2015. So we were among the 21 countries that involving in the deciding which site can be proposed for inscription, and also we are involved in the state of conservation of all world sites that we refer to the committee. So we have managed to finish our term, and then now we are only regular member for the convention. Okay. Okay, this as of now our heritage sites. The status now we have throughout the world, the total number of properties that have been described under this convention is 1,154, and for transboundary 43, not many. And then so far there are 3 sites that have been listed from the list. I think most of you already know that the first site was listed was in Oman, and then the second one in Germany, everybody Christian, and then the third one is in Europe recently, just few years, not 2 years ago. And then where the site in nature is about 52, and this site, of course, before they are being listed under this list, it will take quite some time. It will be debated until quite some time. Then the committee found that this site need to be listed in danger, then they will decide, and then of course there will be follow-up action to be taken, and then it takes quite some time to be removed from the list. So we try, actually, of course we have to avoid, to be included in this list. Once included, of course, it's quite difficult for us to need to be taken out from the list. And then, as of now, there are about 897 cultural sites and 281 natural sites. And of the total of 1,154, there are 39 sites, which is mixed cultural and natural. And overall, if not mistaken, the total number of state parties until today we have 190, not mistaken, and only 167 state parties that have their decided throughout the world. So it's not easy. Not necessarily, it doesn't mean that if we are the state party of the convention, we can easily get our site to be described. Easily. So we have to take important measures to ensure that our nomination will be fulfilled according to the criteria that we prescribed under the UNESCO operational guidelines, under UNESCO, under the convention. So when we talk about the advantages of the inscription, of course, the first one, in terms of protection. And in terms of protection, normally for our site, we need to establish or provide or formulate the management plan. And then this management plan is totally to protect the site. Okay, and then not only that, actually we have to provide legal instrument that can be attached to this site. So that's why the site will be protected once it's described under the list. And then the second one, of course, in terms of recognition. to get the recognition, we have to fulfill at least one criteria out of the 10 that been established in UNESCO Alliance. And of course, it was described UNESCO, or the people throughout the world recognize our inscription from the criteria that we have claimed, or the points that we have claimed, where our site has a very important, significant beyond the territory of our national territory or the state territory. And then, of course, in terms of the advantages of the being listed under the UNESCO historical site, of course, in terms of visibility of the site. Once the site being described, automatically will be appeared everywhere under UNESCO program and activities, especially in their website. So from time to time, they will provide free promotion campaign, and every most of their program they can bring the materials that we have provided to show or to share with others about the site. Okay, so I will include many people, many countries try to get the inscription as many as they can. And then the fourth one in terms of research, okay, because once inscribed also, the researcher will be more interested to dig more information or facts about the site, and then sometimes to do the analysis of the site. So it can attract people to come, and then of course the fifth one in terms of economy. And we have to, normally when we prepare our nomination dossier, the most important points that related, of course, to protection. In what level condition? The protection is the most important points that we have to be priority. Because, if there's no protection, of course, we can attract people to come. Because without any significant people interested to come to our site. Okay? Okay, now, as of now, we have 4 world sites that we described in Malaysia. The first site we described was in Kinabalu Park in year 2000. And the second one in Mulu National Park in year 2012. And the third one, Lanka in Georgetown, 2008. Lanka in Georgetown was described as a serial nomination. They joined together under one single nomination. And the reason why the 2 sites need to be nominated together because of to strengthen each other in terms of the criteria and the OUV of the site. Okay, and to make it justified for description and to have more, to strengthen the OUV of the site. And the fourth one, or the recent one, is ecological heritage of Terengganu Valley in year 2012. And Kinabalu and Mulu National Park was described under natural heritage site, as a natural heritage site. And Lanka and Georgetown also ecological heritage of the Terengganu Valley under the cultural site, under cultural category. Okay. Okay, this is the category under the for description. We can choose either one. And as of now, we have seen that Niah, we try to go under third category, right? Mixed cultural natural. So with this category, they have to fulfill or to meet the criteria, both criteria and the cultural naturals for description, or to justify the description. Okay, when we talk about world histories is a means of emerging the site that of sufficient importance recognized by the international community as a whole, because they tell the story of outstanding user value. And what I have explained to you just now about the outstanding user value, where it should be beyond, the significance of the site should be beyond the territory of the national territory or the state territory. It must be, we have to justify in terms of its significant international level. We have to do cooperative study or analysis and then to show it the site that we are going to nominate more outstanding compared to the rest. So that's the way how we prepare the nomination document, nomination dossier or nomination of the nominated site. Okay, this is the basic framework over the site. The first one, OUV, outstanding user value, or in Malay language we call it nilai kelas jagat, OUV, or outstanding user value. And I will explain about this term or significant. Okay, second one is authenticity. In Malay we call it keaslian. Actually, authenticity, of course, normally, for authenticity, it won't involve the natural side, only for cultural side. Okay, because the authenticity is related to culture that man-made of how they reshape, how it shape the property or the heritage itself, and it doesn't apply to natural side. And in terms of integrity, it covers both culture and natural. Okay, for the site that will be described, that we will describe. And sorry. Okay, when we talk about authenticity, we have to be careful. Sometimes people tend to choose to reconstruct the elements that we have that have been lost. And this one actually, it is for UNESCO, is the last approach to reconstruct the elements or the heritage that has been lost. Because it need to be supported with the scientific study and research to make it what we call to support to ensure that it get the nearest condition of the site in terms of the authenticity. That's why we do prefer to do reconstruction for to nominate our site. So we have to maintain the description in terms of its authenticity. That's very important. Okay, description process. There are a few processes that to be go through. The first one, of course, we have to prepare the tentative list. And as of now, Sarawak, the Niah site has been sent their tentative list. And the condition, before we can submit the nomination dossier, at least 1 year before the submission of full complete nomination dossier, the tentative list to be submitted to UNESCO. And this is considered as in Malay we call it Terengganu. And under this tentative document, you have to provide some documents to just to put together with the maps and also to explain about the background and the geographical area and also the justification for OUV. And then some of the few points need to be included also in terms of the cooperative analysis that we are going to provide under the nomination dossier. Actually, it is quite brief in terms of the providing the facts and figures under this tentative document. Okay, at least 1 year before the submission of full complete dossier, we have to submit the tentative list. And then after that, we have to prepare nomination dossier depending on situation and condition. Sometimes, based on our experience before, it can be, it may take longer time than we expect before. Like what we have for Braken. We thought that we can we can prepare in a few years, 2 or 3 or 4 years, but we heard that after actually we have sent a document and it was prepared by other parties. We have to redo the nomination dossier, and then after that we submit it to UNESCO, and the total, what we call the number of years that was taken, about 8 to 10 years to submit, to prepare the full complete dossier. But for the Lebong Valley, it takes about only almost 2 years to prepare the nomination document because the study and the research already there and very established and all the documents already been collected and well documented. That's why the book very, we get, faster actually compared to other nomination document that we have before. Okay, and after that, during the evaluation, this is considered mandatory, and UNESCO will send their advisory body for cultural site. Of course, they will send COMOS, regional COMOS office to evaluate the site, and for natural site, IUCN. And if the site is mixed site, like what we are proposing in Niah, mixed site, they will send, normally they will send both COMOS and IUCN to evaluate the site. So for the criteria that we have attached, we have proposed, we have to, they will evaluate it based on the points, from scientific, from the natural and cultural views. Okay, this is the final one, the final process is the decision by the Works Committee. Okay, after the evaluation, normally about 6 months, 6 or 7 months before the meeting, they will ask, we need to still need to provide few more information or documents to the evaluation body, and then after that, sometime around May or June, the evaluation body will provide us a special recommendation for the site that we have nominated. And under this recommendation, they will provide the site to describe, and the second level is refer. The third one is deferral. Deferral, of course, we have to redo the nomination document, and then we need to get. We need to wait for another cycle because UNESCO will send a new evaluation mission to validate the site. So, of course, we have to wait another 1 more year. And, of course, more of the state parties will wait for the more time, actually. Okay, and then from there, after we have received the recommendation from UNESCO, from the evaluation body, the evaluation body prepared the recommendation together with the World Center. Okay, and then they send it to the state parties involved, and of course, depending on the situation, where we can still fight for our inscription, even though the status given referral or deferral, because sometimes we can still fight in terms of the factual error, or sometimes in terms of the facts about the site, or maybe they can interpret it wrongly. So we have to fight. The way how to fight, we have to be professional. It doesn't mean that we have to lobby them without any factual, the documents or the facts that can support our claim that the recommendation was wrongly done. So we have to be careful, and depending on the situation, then we will this will be discussed during the final decision by the Works Committee meeting. And then this is the total chronology of the nomination. It will take about 18 months from the submission of the full complete process. And the second year, sometime in July and August, where the Works Committee will do the final decision. Okay, out of 1,134 websites, 186 are starting in Southeast Asia, in Asia Pacific. Okay, OUV, I don't want to elaborate more because I have shared earlier. Okay, this is the criteria for assessing of OUV. And there are 10 criteria, and this is only for cultural category. Okay, and then this is for natural category. And we have to fulfill at least one nomination, one criteria to get our site to describe, depending on our proposal. However, we have to understand that when we have more criteria of course, we have to we will come together with more attribute, and then if we have more attribute to be protected, we have to be what we call, we have to design our CMP, conservation plan, and to protect the attribute that we have proposed. For this case, for Niah, so far I can see that the attribute of Niah site is a cave site, and then the second one in terms of its flora and fauna, etc. And then, of course, we have to design or formulate our conservation plan based on the attribute that we have proposed. For cave site, of course, we will allow any disturbance within inside the cave. So we have to be careful. And for fauna, we have to protect in terms of their roaming area, for example. So we have to be careful with that. And this one actually is enough to make our site to be described as a wild site. Okay, this is in terms of authenticity. Of course, in terms of form and design, we have to maintain this authenticity, material substance, and others. Okay, this is integrity. All properties under the section, under the UNESCO Chapter 9, 2031, there is integrity where all properties nominated for inscription on the district list shall satisfy the condition of integrity. Okay, integrity is a measure of the wholeness and intactness of the natural or cultural heritage and its streaming. So this is what we have to understand, where it includes all elements necessary to express its OUV. Okay, and also we need to have adequate site to ensure the complete representation of features and process of these indicators, and also suffer from adverse effect of the domain. Okay, this is it as well. Physical fabric for Braken 1 to 4. Okay, that's very fine. Okay, this is the operational line, and for evaluation and presentation should. This is the evaluator where they have to adhere to this convention and the relevant operational guidelines and any additional policy set out. And also the rest is the points that we can make on here. Okay, everyone will be more because of time. Okay, in terms of protection management, okay, there are 3 pillars of OUV. Even though we have OUV, we have to ensure that it fulfills the criteria. Out of 10 criteria, at least 1 criteria should be enough. And then also the integrity and authenticity that I mentioned to you just now. And the third one, of course, is the protection management. And in terms of protection management, the mechanisms, we have to identify the traditional, legal, and administrative, where all these need to be created together. And we have to convince UNESCO how all these mechanisms that can protect the site. So we have to identify the relevant legal instrument and also the traditional instrument as well. And then this the protection management, we need to have a great protection management system to ensure safeguarding of the site. And here, okay, during inscription we have to go parallel. During inscription we have to make sure that the site is in good condition or in good state of conservation. If not, they won't come in UNESCO sector. So we have to maintain from now onward. And then we have to be careful with all the development within and also outside the property. Of course, within the buffer zone. So we have to identify and then to be careful with the new development nearby. Okay. Okay, this is what we have mentioned just now about the protection at national, regional, and municipal. Also traditional level of government quality. Okay. Okay, this is okay, after description. So we have to be ready. Of course, many of us would like to have our site inscribed as a valid site. So we have to be prepared about the condition after description. And after description, of course, this is the condition that we have to understand. We can go up, can go to OPL zone and or to under the danger zone. So if it's normal condition without any issues that can give harm to the site that we have, we managed to get description. We have to send regular report, we call it gradient reporting from time to time, every 6 years. Okay. Okay, if not, then we go to legal zone. Okay, I think, and then also of course the role of the Department National Heritage. In terms of description, we have to make sure that the site not only actually we have to make sure that the site is in good condition, research with the guidelines and also the instrument to protect the site and to make sure the view is there. Okay, I have to stop here. Sorry, even though this slide is not good. Okay, that's all from me. And of course, we have to make sure that all sites have been nominated, or are going to nominate. We have to maintain the OUE to ensure it can be described as a way the site.
I'm very confident with Niah going to be the next site, and also very important area for the evolution of human as well as evolution of the bioeconomy, and also extinction of several megafauna in Niah. I think that's very important. And please keep your question to the last speaker, until the last speaker. The second speaker is our colleague, Mr. Braken. We have known him forever, I guess. And he's been with the Forestry Department and then with the Sarawak Forestry Corporation. And he's now the Deputy CEO1, and he's in charge of the totally protected area, ecotourism, and also business development and research on the bioeconomy. And she graduated from UPM in 1984 and did his master's in New Zealand at Lincoln University. And without further ado, please present your paper on the Sarawak totally protected area striving toward world recognition.
Thank you, Bro. Thank you for the introduction and good afternoon, everybody. I hope everybody is still with us. Sarawak Forestry Corporation, we are a very young organization. We started only in 2020. And of course, we learned that young people before that, we were called Sarawak Forestry Corporation Terengganu, where as a private organization at that time, we look after all sorts of things with respect to biodiversity, conservation, timber harvesting, compliance, research, and the like. But the state government in 2000, before 2000, decided that why do we have to replicate and duplicate jobs? We were doing the same thing that was doing, except differently sometimes. So we were organized in the year 2000 to look after, to become Sarawak Forestry Corporation, to look after two ordinances, National Park Nature Ordinance, Wildlife Protection Ordinance, and we look after totally protected area as well as biodiversity. So our brand for the forest farmer look after all the forest matters, including timber harvesting, logging, planted forest and like that. Sarawak recognized conservation of biodiversity conservation very long time ago, way back in the 1950s. We have a conservation strategy which look at two major focus areas, one of which is called habitat protection. And the idea is to ensure that all the different habitat types must at least be found in this protected area to ensure that we do not lose our biodiversity. And the second strategy is also to ensure wherever it is, the wildlife or the biodiversity remain through the protection of the species. So species management and protection. In terms of habitat protection, this in a nutshell, what we have today. Our target for the state of Sarawak is to put aside at least 1 million hectares of terrestrial areas as total protected area. For our friends from outside Sarawak, we use the word totally protected area for 3 categories of areas. Wildlife sanctuary, national park and reserve. For reason that there is no commercial harvesting of timber in this area, where wildlife comes first. For our national park, is category 2 for UCN. The difference with wildlife sanctuary is that they permit the use for appreciation of nature, visitors are permitted. They are both for research. And the other one, we call it nature reserve. The same thing like national park, except that anything smaller than 1,000 hectares, we don't define it as national park, give it another name, nature reserve. That's the difference. Otherwise they are the same. This is what we have today in terms of totally protected area. We have in fact 67 numbers. Some people are proud of the numbers, but for people who conserve wildlife, I'm proud of it because it means that they are small. So the next strategy is to ensure connectivity between them to ensure the survival of large non-limited species. For species protection, in a nutshell, Sarawak categorized species into 3 major categories. Totally protected, meaning that nobody can own it, it belongs to the state, it belongs in its natural habitat. Second category, protected species. And the third one is, we call it restricted species, group of species of wildlife. I choose to call it restricted, other people call it non-protected. People can use it, harvest it for the consumption, except commercial trade of wildlife taken from the wild is not permitted in Sarawak. So if you go hunting for wild, you can use it for consumption, give to your friend, but you are not permitted to sell it. And the reason is because studies in the past have shown that the key reason why wildlife declined in the state of Sarawak is because of trade of wildlife. People have been using wildlife for generations in the past. It had not become an issue. It only become an issue of the, but recently when trading was seen as a source of income. We have this policy in law. 1997, the state of Sarawak put up the master plan for wildlife. It guides it toward this. Before that, the law of 1950s was repealed. In 1990, there was a study done by Special Select Committee, people from the YBs, from the representative of our Dewan, and come up with the 1990 law. So species like crocodile that people don't like become protected. And telling the story of that. So forestry, this is what we are. I talked about it earlier. We are 22 years old now. And the key point is that our core job in forestry are looking, managing, protecting totally protected areas. We enhance conservation, we conduct research, we do ecotourism and community engagement. In a nutshell, our vision, you notice that is to be an agency of excellence in conservation of Sarawak wildlife and its totally protected areas for all people and for all time. Meaning that they shouldn't only be now. And our mission is to create, maintain totally protected area and to conserve wildlife through innovative and best practices for equitable benefit for all. For all means not only human beings, it includes wildlife. Okay, our value is the same like any government agencies. This is our board of directors because we are corporation, our chief minister, our premier is chairman, so we got a very powerful table to making happen. And this is the board, this is the team. Our CEO last year is only having this out today and so. And we have 2 major focus areas, biodiversity conservation and protection. Our strategic thrust for the next few years is this: conservation. To gain international recognition in biodiversity conservation. So that is where we are today. Rural transformation. All our DPAs are in fact remote areas, also surrounded by communities. So we have to engage, make sure that they are partners to conservation. Ecotourism is one of the ways to ensure that the country and the people can still make money from protecting areas, as well as if demonstrate that we are managing it well. Because if visitors are there, it shows that it is well managed. If it's not well managed, it will not come. Of course, the last one is to try to make revenue for the country. During the SEAC, the State Economic Development Council or Committee, this is the bigger picture where we subscribe to what it is. But the most important thing is that it also refers to world recognition as a direction to benchmark, to see that we are doing it well. It's not only us talking about what we are doing, but the whole world will be able to say, yes, you are doing it right. Our SEAC, in terms of forestry aspiration, one of it is to have 1 million hectares of terrestrial, including inland water or water protected area. We need to manage. I mean, we need management plan. As our minister mentioned this morning, we have a lot of national park. Some of it is not even manned, but we protect it first. But in the future, we hope that there are people to manage. And each of these national parks are protected because of its special attributes. We can talk about it another time. We have UNESCO, we are targeting a UNESCO World Heritage, is the target. Ramsar site, we need to put a few more extension restoration private network. As of now, we have a couple out there. But we noticed that there are a few others that we can do that. IUCN, Greenpeace, Asian Heritage Park, UNESCO Global Geopark on the way. And of course, this morning we heard the speaker in keynote address says, why not MBA, Men and Biosphere? Probably that is one of the areas to go in the future. These are our totally protected areas. You know, this big one in the sea, Koperasi is almost 1 million hectares. Some people can question, is that a state park? It is a state park for us. But the most important thing is that we contribute to the world environment, that we protect a huge part of the sea. Who knows? Our next target, under the process, achieve target 2030, we will be on the way to protect the bigger part of the ocean. We do have achieved quite a number of national and international awards in terms of tourism. For example, one of it recently is the Marine Award. COVID time can get the Marine represented to Malaysia. We have also achieved, for example, through crocodile management of species. We managed to downlist crocodile from Appendix 1 to Appendix 2. Also an achievement in biodiversity conservation because the world recognized that we are managing our crocodile correct, that they permit us now to harvest and to sell internationally if we want to sell. That's what we mean. Downlisting from Appendix 1 to Appendix 2. Next one is, of course, we have the FOP. This is also considered as international conservation, working with the 3 different nations, Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia. Long story, cut short, but the good thing is that Sarawak, in fact, extend the earlier one of this right now to Untitled Chapter as part of Borneo initiative. There are a lot of initiatives that in that. It helps to ensure sustainable use of resources and also protect the major thing of biodiversity and watershed. We have Kuching wetland as our Ramsar site, Meridian Kuching, exciting place, lot of crocodile. You like crocodile, come down, go and access the Kuching wetland to see. We have this place called Bangkok Buntal Bear. This is also internationally recognized as a flyway network under the East Asian Exploration Flyway Network. We got a certificate there, and it is very important for us to ensure that this continues to be a sound flyway network because more than 10% of the Chinese migrant population in the world come here during the migratory time. We look at Gunung National Park. It holds additional status. It's the ASEAN Heritage Park as well as the UNESCO World Heritage Site. And I will share a photograph like this to show you that it's not just a name, but it's beautiful. We are depending on 100 meters up, need to climb up them. And begin this large chamber, huge chamber. Take an effort to go there, but when you are there, you will say, I've been to the largest chamber in the whole world. That's the photograph, recent one. We have the deer cave, used to be called deer cave because the deer come there. Now it becomes human cave because human being goes there, the deer don't go there anymore. But it's the largest cave passage. Now the most exciting thing is that if you go there, you will have millions of eggs flying out, 4 p.m. onward, like a huge neck in the sky. So a lot of people will say, I've seen something very exciting in movie. This is what Mohd Tajuddin. In fact, for 4 of the natural OUVs, natural beauty and aesthetic important. It also records the earth history, and it's also looking at ongoing ecological and biological processes, and it's about in situ conservation of biodiversity, biological diversity. So 4 of its natural OUVs is captured in Mohd. Moving forward, we hope to be able to also get to a platform like IUCN Greenleaf's Asian Heritage Park and the like of it. Asian Heritage Park, our target is Kolambil National Park. The reason it became a national park is because Kolambil record, this is international record, the highest number of plant species per unit area. So you want to see more species of plant, go to Kolambil. Okay, the other one is Bako National Park. It's the oldest national park we have, but it is in fact a living science lab. We have all the different forest types of Borneo in a small space of 2,700 hectares minus the mountain forest. So it becomes a field lab. At one time we even submitted World Heritage, the Transboundary World Heritage Site of Niah and Batangkai with Harimau National Park. It's about 1.2 million hectares. However, the World Heritage people did come and do assessment. Malaysia, Indonesia, they said, well, okay, but they required us to do one common management plan. Malaysia said, how come you do one common management plan when you have two governments? We insisted that we have 2 management plans attached together side by side. The answer doesn't come back. So we said, okay, never mind, let it be first. Who knows, one day we go back there and say to the World Heritage, let's take a look and talk about the transboundary World Heritage Site between Malaysia and Indonesia. And the reason for that is because Rahmatan don't recognize political boundary. They move the same subspecies between these 2 places. So if you want to protect our Congo Cangayus, subspecies Cangayus, make sure that our transboundary materialize. Okay, Batangkai is part of it. But let's go to Niah. Niah was in fact nominated as a World Heritage Culture at one time. Submitted the proposal in 1999, and then justification for that. Some people will tell you the story later, just want to come to this. And the criteria were criteria 3 and 4, and then this is what comes back. Not accepted for 2 reasons. The need to protect the entire ecosystem, the cave, the Niah cave, suggested to nominate Niah National Park as a natural and cultural mixed heritage. That is the journey we are taking today. Okay, so let's look at some of this photograph in case some people think that it's not worth of it to be natural World Heritage. I share your photograph. This is history, Friends Cave. This is the excavation area. The Great Cave. Niah in 1959, that's how it looked like. The story of the 42,000 years old star. And it linked with biology. What happened to all these species? The giant pongoni, the Malayan KOPEL, the tiger. Borneo does not have tiger. But tiger was here sometime long time ago. So is the KOPEL. We do not have KOPEL, living KOPEL in Borneo, but forensic bone fragment shows that it is there. This is the bone of the giant Mongoli. Now we don't have giant Mongoli, they are lost. We have the KOPEL, those are the records of the KOPEL. These are done by people who are expert, not by me. This is KOPEL, this is the tiger, this is the bone of the tiger. Why the tiger disappear from Borneo? This is a human remain, as a child, so part of it that we talk about in terms of human technology transition and things like here. These are equipment used from bone, these are beads, shell, anything, the fauna, living one. The secret cave, the island I talk about it, I'm not going to talk much about it, but I would like to share with you those things that look like an insect. It's called the earwig, and the bats, called the naked bats. At one time, when I was having a discussion with Braken, he says that he was here in the 1950s. He was here until very recently, with traveling to Sarawak. So he said that in the 60s, 70s, the naked bat population was in the thousands. Today, there are very few naked bats left. What happened to the naked bat? Probably because the boom population is when you found up the forest area surrounding the national park, the oil palm. We have a boom of food in the form of termite into the air. They breed fast. But then they feed on big insects. Then the population of food drops. They also drops. Always because of the earwig. The earwig is very important as part of the life of the naked bat. In Muru, the earwig live among the naked bats. When the naked bats fly out in the evening, the earwig drops into the ground bed and they return back along the world back to the population down there. The earwig makes sure that the bats are healthy by removing the oil droplet from the naked bat. The naked bat have a name because they don't have fur. It uses oil droplet to protect it from the element. So is it because of the earwig that is lost, that we lost the population of naked bats? However, if you are interested to go to Niah in the evening, you will still encounter a few of the naked bats there. There are species like this, the Mohd Tajuddin, totally protected, or the very elusive Niah caves, red, some of the system there, and plant is not left behind. Two of the begonia that are only found in Niah, the Begonia subicensis and the Begonia niahensis. So those are important species that, if you lose Niah, you lose the species. Anyway, my paper is going to talk about challenges. The key challenges to me is in fact the knowledge about what we have down there. Because if we have the knowledge there, then we know how to manage it. And if we know how to manage it, we can in fact do it up as more recognized. So with that, I would like to say thank you very much, everybody, for listening to me. And back to you, Prof. Thank you.
It's a very nice presentation, and also I think Niah have a very long history of research. I think it's about almost 70 years of research since Harrison, and then Midway, and now we have the newer generation of people who are still doing research. I think UNIMAS have done a lot of research in Niah as well. And the strength of SFC is that they have co-management of the area. They negotiate with the people around, and that is not done in a peninsula. Yeah? So there's something good about the management of SFC. The final speaker today is Saudara Muhammad Hashim bin Abdul Hamid, and he is the board of director of Batu Putih Tourism Cooperative or KOPEL, and also the Chief Assistant Secretary of the Sabah Ministry of Public Work, and he has a degree from the University of Malaysia, UKM, in 1999. And then he worked as a volunteer with the World Wildlife Fund. Then he joined, he assisted in the capacity building of the local community, as well as establishment of community-based ecotourism in Batu Putih. He has been involved with KOPEL as board chairman since year 2000, and without further ado, we would like to call Mr. Hashim to present his paper on the local community empowerment, a lesson from the winner of UNWTO as the best tourism village initiative in 2021. Silakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, Mr. Director, all the participants here today. I'm honored to be invited here today to share with you about our community-based ecotourism. It's been 35 years since 1996. Been running in our Batu Putih village. When we talk about community-based ecotourism, there's always there's a lot of people in the village that would like to get involved, get something in terms of economic or also involved in terms of conservation. But how? Most of people is very pessimism. Even in the village, it's certainly very pessimism about how to develop this community-based tourism. So today, I will share with you our experience, how we running community-based tourism until we achieve what we have been today. Okay, I will touch a little bit about Kinabatangan, also about our village a little bit, and of course I will detail I will elaborate more about our community-based tourism program, and also lastly I will talk about the lessons learned from this experience. Kinabatangan is situated in the eastern part of Sabah. Yeah? It's one of the biggest districts here. It's known, yeah, locally, internationally, in terms of their natural treasures enriched of their biodiversity. So you can see, yeah, in now Kinabatangan, they have more than 7 or 8 different types of forests. It's a home for the different types of wildlife also. That's why if you can see, Kinabatangan is home, is rich in terms of high biodiversity. Yeah? Represented most of the concentration of wildlife, yeah? such as of course, orangutan, yeah? Proboscis monkey, big elephant, and so on. Yeah? Of course, in terms of birds, yeah, there's more or less 100 species of birds that can found in Kinabatangan area. Of course, because from 11 species of hornbill, you can find 8 different types of hornbill. Yeah, you can see in the slides there. Of course, our village, Batu village actually is in the middle of Laut Kinabatangan. Yeah, from Sadakan is about 100 kilometers, and from Ladakh is 75 kilometers. Yeah, we are right. If you pass through Sadakan to Ladakh, you will see the Kinabatangan bridge. That is Batu Putih. Yeah, you are in the middle of the Laut Kinabatangan. But interestingly, this village of Bukit Batu Putih is surrounding Pin Suku Forest Reserve. Yeah, Pin Suku Forest Reserve. This village is surrounding Class 6 under Forestry Department. Yeah, it's our Forestry Department. Yeah. This Bukit Batu Putih is made from 4 different villages. Yeah, which is Bangaris village, Batu Putih village, Singamata village, and Prof village. Most of this, our community, they have their own 7 to 15 acres, yeah, small land. They use it for cultivation of rice, yeah, orchard, and some of the people also working as a fishermen. Yeah. This is Batu Putih. Yeah. We are surrounded with the forest reserve, and you can see this is our. Alright. This is our KOPEL base, yeah, cooperative base, and where is this is the center of this activity will be in Mangaris village, yeah. All right. Now I'm going to talk about our program. Yeah. How we develop this community-based ecotourism in our village. Actually, we started this program in 1996 because of the establishment of the protected areas, this sanctuary wildlife, Kinabatangan Wildlife Sanctuary, and of course. In 1996, most of the youth is unemployed, yeah, and resigned from schools, yeah. They're helping their family as a fisherman and working in the orchard and so on. Yeah. Most of our youth there is unemployed or missing or resigned from school. So we established this one group. Yeah, the idea of this mascot group actually is the involvement of the youth, yeah, whereby the people or the community, the youth will join together in what we call it mascot base. Yeah? But the idea is this idea is combination support from this local NGO. Yeah, of course, the support Kinabatangan office also from tourism, Sabah State Tourism. Yeah, so this mascot is model ecologically sustainable community tourism. Yeah, it's designed, yeah, to empower local people and of course to build the local capacity, yeah, and plan ecologically sustainable community-based tourism, and of course to create a source of income and at the same time benefit for the conservation of the many forests in this in that area. So we start with a very simple accommodations. Yeah, in 1997 we renovate all buildings. Yeah, we renovate and that building we call it mascot base. We carry out training and village level discussions. Yeah, we call up all the youths. Yeah, come to this base and do the planning. Yeah? And it's not easy to start with the people that has finished secondary 6, primary 6, secondary 5, secondary 1, and so on. It's very difficult to gather them together, but we want, yeah, these people, yeah, to get Yeah. This program is a bottom-up planning, yeah, whereby the people in the community need to get information, to get knowledge. We have to educate them. We have to prepare them with the information necessary, yeah, and then they can have their own vision. They can have their own idea how to develop the economics in that area. So, MESCOT is involvement of the local through the participatory planning. Yeah? And, okay, what we did in 1997, we did we call it self-establishment phase. We divide this into 5, yeah, which is research, exposure, brainstorming, detailed planning, and operations. Yeah, all this phase, we took around 3 years, yeah, to finish all this research. Yeah, whereby these members of MESCOT gathered and documented research, yeah, about the forest, the cultural history, yeah, the market, yeah, of course, like the wildlife study, yeah, they go to the forest and do the wildlife study, and they know what is in the area, what is the animal is, and what time they can come up to the river and go back into the forest. They spend 2 weeks to 3 weeks in the forest just to collect information, yeah, gather information. And of course, they also go to all over the village to collect their cultural history, yeah, traditional custom, yeah, food, and so on. Of course, they also send to Sandakan and Dato to know about the rules and regulation, yeah, tourism data, tourism data, and how to do the analysis of the industry. Yeah. At the same time, yeah, this program also, we send them to do the exposure trips, yeah? And if this community needs to know more and to get more knowledge, we need to send them to the exposure activities. Yeah? We send them to all of the Sabah. We also send them to Mulu Sarawak, yeah? We went to the Mulu camps. Yeah? And after the exposure trip, we have to go back and back to the MESCOT base, and they will share this information with their friends or with their colleagues. Yeah? And with the small funding we got from this local NGO, yeah, we did a training, yeah, in terms of different types of activity, subjects, like English language, how to write a minutes, how to make a report, how to use a computer, and of course we send them to do the first training, writing, and so on. Yeah? And after 3 years, yeah, they come up with what we call it, they brainstorming all the information they gathered, and they will choose the suitable activities that necessary or suitable with the village, yeah, with the capacity of the village. Yeah, they come up with a lot of ideas, yeah, and they're also doing like the mapping of the area, yeah, where is the in terms of very sensitive area, yeah, what is the can use like for the jetty and so on, yeah. So in this area, they do a mapping. What is the area that they are doing? What they are going to do, yeah, in that area. So after that, they come up with idea, yeah, and come up with this homestay program, yeah. What is the main thing to decide, yeah, what kind of activity that we are going to running in our tourism activity is depends with the viability of the investment fund. Yeah, of course. For example, we choose the homestay program because the people they have their own house, and Secondly, for the boat service. Yeah? Most of the people, they know how to run the boat. And also they know how to make the boat. So we choose the handicraft association also because most of our local people, they can make a handicraft and so on. So we come up with this association and we call all the villagers into the hall and we present it to the community. And how we run it is we divide into 4 associations, and of course the homestay program becomes the main or umbrella for the other associations. Yeah? And we started the program actually in 2000, in the year 2000, and after 3 years, we're running in our associations. We have a chairman, we have a secretary, we have a treasury, and we're running our first ecotourism activity. Yeah? So we think that after 2003, yeah, we think that this association must be joined together, yeah, in one umbrella. So we think it's the best way actually to set up the cooperative, because the members actually they can up to 100, yeah, cooperative. So we set up our cooperative that we call it Koperasi Pelancongan Batu Putih or Batu Putih Cooperative, yeah. And we running the program in 2003, yeah, under the cooperative. One thing I would like to also to mention here, and while we're doing the tourism activities, yeah, such as this activity, yeah, we come up with this activity, the homestay program, the tour program, the Manastay village, Sufu adventure camp, Hammock camp, Smiling Riverside Cafe, and so on. Yeah, most of this activity actually support also the conservation activity. Yeah. This is the visual homestay. Yeah, the people they can stay with the local people of around Sungai. They learn the culture and they cook with the local people, and of course at the same time they also have opportunity to choose if they want to stay at the homestay, they can choose stay in the forest. So we provide hammock or tent camping, and of course we also provide, yeah, this what we call a two rainforest camp. All these materials built by the local people. Yeah, all the buildings, all the woods is we collected it, we did it from the local people. Yeah, they invest their time, they invest their material, they work with to build this, so they will get share. Yeah, in this cooperative. Yeah, and of course, we also have a Sufu adventure camp. Yeah, we have one of the very natural cave that we call it Sufu cave. Yeah, most of the students, most of these activities chosen by the students, yeah, from international. After a few years running our cooperative, so we think that most of the students, yeah, after they finish staying in the forest, they just go back to Sandakan. Yeah, they need a shower, and they want to stay, they want privacy. So we think that we need to have a stay, stay. We have to keep them staying in this wall only. So we built our own, what we call it, Manastay village. So these are 10 units accommodations, yeah, room. So this pool with this hot shower and very nice room and so on. Yeah? So the students they staying, let's say 5 or 6 days, they can extend to 7 or 8 days because they stay in the Manastay. Yeah? Of course, we also are running a very basic activities such as to see the wildlife, and most of the volunteers also, most of the visitors also join in terms of our volunteer programs. Yeah, most of our volunteers is coming from the international tourists, from Europe, Australia, and so on. Yeah? And We also set up our community-based ecotourism training hub, which is most of the communities surrounding in the area, especially in Sufau, Mohd Tajuddin, and Sanakan. Yeah, they come to our village and learn how we develop our community-based ecotourism. Of course, from Central Malaysia, Sarawak also they come and to learn how we develop our community-based ecotourism. We also have internationals come and learn how we doing our activity. Yeah? Okay. We also, when we involve in our tourism activity, we also involve in terms of conservation activity, yeah, which most of the tourists or visitors coming, they have to directly contribute directly to our conservations. Yeah, so we set up our conservation activities, as you can see in the slide. Yeah, we call it forest restorations, lake restoration, wildlife monitoring, water quality, environmental education, forest monitoring, and capital restoration, also tree propagation. Yeah? In terms of forest restoration, we started this program in 1996. Yeah? Because of the forest fires happened in one of the area, in our area, it's burned more than 1,000 hectares. So our members helping the fire to fight the fire, yeah? And we got funding first from RICO, yeah, from Japan, to do the tree planting project. Yeah, we started, and this continue is one of the very one of our program in terms of our activity. Yeah, the people that stay in our state, they also can see the wildlife. Some they can also join in terms of to do the conservation activities. Yeah. Sometimes we have international schools. They doing research. They learn how they want to know how these activities. Yeah. The tree planting project being arranged. Yeah. So this is the example how this the tourism, the students with international joins our forest restoration. Of course, since 2007 and 2018, this you can see we managed to plant more or less 400,000 trees. Yeah, for the last 11 years. And we managed to bring back the forest, is not very far from our area. Yeah. We also involved with this oil palm kinabatangan at the river bank. Yeah, we help to plant back all the trees at the riparian reserve. Yeah. So this is one of the activity. I think most 60% of our tourists that is coming, they will want to get involved in this kind of activity. Yeah, to contribute back to the nature. Of course, we have more conservation activities such as lake restorations. Yeah, I just let you on. We also have wildlife monitoring. Yeah, there's a group, they want to stay 7 to 8 days. So we have opportunity to set up the thread, yeah, wildlife, yeah, camera thread, yeah, in the forest, and they can see it's amazing. You can see a lot of orangutan and tiger, deer, and so on. Yeah, yes, yeah. We also have our water quality monitoring from our training activity. We also send our members. We are in collaboration with international NGO. Yeah, we send our members to learn how to do the water quality monitoring. Yeah, which is we send to other area, and they can they was trained by the expertise from Universiti of Japan to do the wildlife, the water quality monitoring along the river. Yeah. So it's very interesting in terms of the project for the students that come into our area. Of course, we also involve in this environmental educations. Yeah, every 6 or 3 months, we invite the school children or international school children to join in terms of our environmental education program. Yeah, and of course, we monitor all the forest crop. Yeah, we also learn how to all the trees we planted. We have to monitor them. Yeah, we have to monitor them and to make sure it's successful. Yeah? And of course, this very interesting camp that I mentioned to you is a Sufu camp. We also involve this, what we call a camp monitoring. Yeah? Whereas we have 4 or 5 our rangers, every 3 or 6 months, this formation of the Sufu area, we have more or less 9 to 10 different types of camps. Yeah? We're not really explore it yet, but we have a planning to continue this program further in the near future. Yeah, it is what we call a camp restoration program. Yeah, of course, all of it I was talking to you just now is giving impact to our community. Yeah, of course, we've been involved more than 200 now. With different types of activity. They become, we have a couple board directors, we have our admin, we have a tourist guides, we have a forest specialty, we have hockey, and of course we have eco-camp staff, cultural performers, laundry service, all these activities funded by our members. Yeah? So, alright, I just finished my last word here. I just want to touch about this here. We've been, since we started our program in 2021, yeah, this now, we've been received a lot of awards and recognitions. Yeah? That's make our, to motivate our members, our community to work more harder and to do these activities more better. Yeah. I just want to conclude my presentation today. We are not working alone. Yeah, we are not isolation. We are working very, very close with many stakeholders. We develop partnerships. Yeah. For example, we have international NGOs. We have local NGOs, we have international, corporate, also we have a local company. We just not working together very close with the government agencies, but also working very closely with our partner, yeah, as I mentioned just now. I'm so sorry, I hope you can enjoy my presentation just now. I would like to thank all the organizers again to invite me, and if you have time, I would like to invite you to visit our place and learn how we doing our community-based activity in Antiquity. Thank you very much.
I think the other highlight in Sabah is that they are very good with Taga. So maybe that sort of thing, Taga experience, we can do that somewhere in Niah. And it's a very good and sustainable management of the fishery resources by the local people. I would love 2 burning questions that would encompass 3 different subjects of the formation of heritage. Then the Braken was talking about biology, and Mr. Hashim talking about their experiences in Sarawak. Please take your name and then take the mic. You have one mic over there and one more over there. Anybody else? we have one question. Silakan state your name and from which agency.
Good afternoon. My name is Syahrin. I'm from UIT Sarawak. I'd like to ask one question with regards to the community-based tourism this time. Actually, I want to ask two questions. I just want to ask one question. The first question I want to ask is with regards to, in terms of doing the capacity building for the community, for the community-based tourism. I believe that we might face some leadership problems among the community when we empower them. Can you share with us what are the major challenges that you face in order to ensure the continuity of the projects that you run, and also how do you manage all that? Can you share with us? Thank you.
Terima kasih. Dia tanya capacity building. Capacity building.
Thank you for the questions. Of course, when you talk about to manage people, yeah, especially the youths in the village, it's not easy. Yeah, that's why they must first they must have most of the problem. Yeah, in terms of the village, they don't really understand how to manage this program. That's one. And secondly, the lack of information. Yeah, and of course, there's a interpersonal problem. Yeah, when they come to our base, the family not encourage them to come. It's wasting your time, and so on. Yeah, but when we start this program, what is attraction in this our activity? Actually, they have opportunity to go all over Sabah. First thing, yeah, because with the small fund that we got from our local NGOs, so they have opportunity to go to all over Sabah. That's one of the attraction they want to come first. And secondly, they want or they don't want, they have to report back when they're coming back from the trip. Yeah. Frankly speaking, when we start the program, most of them just want to go out from their village, just want to join the trip, go to Monu, go to Kota Kinabalu and so on, climb Mount Kinabalu and so on. Yeah, that's the fact. But along the time, we develop their leadership skill. Of course, we train them to speak English, we train them how to use computer, and we train them how to write like a working paper and so on. But at the same time, we also every week or every week they have we call it weekly leader. So all of them must be rotated. So they have to, like today or this week, you become a weekly leader. So you have to lead your team. What is activity that you are going to do today? Something like that. And they will give a point. Yeah, it's very detailed. Yeah, we have a point to give to them, and the leader have to prepare the activity every day. That's how we overcome. But yeah, I can see it's also difficult, yeah, to maintain, to make stay more longer in the program.
Second question, training is very important, hands-on training is very important, leadership, not everybody can become leaders. They are not born leaders, but they can be trained.
Yep.
Anybody last question before we break for tea, I guess? One question, two question, well, I think there's no more questions on the floor. They understand very well. We like to say thank you to Saudara Syahrin and Saudara Braken, as well as Saudara Hashim for your sharing of experiences and so on. And if you have further questions, you can email them or text them. They are available to answer any further inquiries. So I give back this mic to the organizers.
Well, thank you, Professor Dato Mohd Tajuddin and the three speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be having a 20 minutes tea break. We'll be back here by 3:30. Please be back here by 3:30 as we will begin with the culture session, panel session to the culture, and we should be moderated by Dr. Oswald. We'll see you back at 3:30. Thank you. Gentle reminder to the moderator and speakers, please be back here after the second session because we have a presentation and
Saya ada banyak mungkin staff yang dah baru.
Dia bawa pejabat heritage tu.
Ada pernah macam district tourism.
Tak, dia punya apa ni? Saya mungkin tak tahu. Tapi benda tu ini.
Yang mana?
Ada jabatan yang mengambil yang menjaga World Heritage.
Ada. Saya in charge.
17 tahun lah. So bagus. So harapnya ini jadi site yang ke-5.
Ya, insyaAllah.
Hopefully.
Okay, begitu.
So you balik sekarang?
Flight 5:20.
Okey, I ada sekejap, saya nak bagi you.